Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally and today we are just doing a little bit of housekeeping. Been a while since we've done one of these episodes, but I had a correction and a update and just a couple of things that I wanted to talk about real briefly. So first off, no, you are not crazy. I have probably seen like 100 or more comments saying, wow, you look like you've lost a lot of weight. You look a lot healthier. And that's because I have. I'm just going to put on screen a clip of one of a video. Let's just go with some arbitrary number. 8 months ago. The governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses have just come out with an announcement today that is going to literally change the face of Jehovah's Witnesses forever. Like, literally change the face of them because they allow beards now. Boy, howdy, let's get into it. And so that's what I looked like 8 months ago, and this is what I look like now. Big difference there now, isn't it? So no, you're not crazy. Your eyes do not deceive you. This is not the AI version of Wally. I have not been replaced by some android. You are not living through a simulation. This isn't Star Trek. I just have gotten a lot healthier and making better choices with my life. One of the biggest ones being alcohol. I had a problem with alcohol in the past. Well, I guess I probably still currently do as I continue to work through this. But that is a lot of calories that you can consume in a day. So cutting that out is very astonishing. How much that has affected my weight. So I am down nearly 50 pounds over the last couple of months. So just been exercising a lot more, started playing basketball again, which, I was exercising and doing stuff like that before, but just maybe not quite as rigorously. And when your body is not soaked with ethanol, it's a lot easier to be healthier and more productive. So making that change has literally helped so much. So one of the more, if not the hardest things that I've ever had to really do and accept, and just being real and honest with yourself and trying to figure out what is your reasons why that you're just like killing yourself and you just do it over and over and over again, and you just keep pouring another glass of whiskey or gin, and you're like, this is literally killing me. I know it's killing me. I know it's bad for me. I know it's not healthy, and you just keep doing it anyway. And so you have to find your reason why to stop, and your reason why you did it in the very beginning. So for me, it's been a bit of a journey, but I've really been able to start giving back a little bit to myself and not just always trying to put so much out there for others. And just maybe taking a little bit of extra time to, help myself a little bit, which is very important out there, because at a certain point, you can only give so much and then you start to break. And I was broken for a considerable amount of time. So just being a little bit more selfish with my time and stuff like that has been a little bit helpful in navigating this journey. But no, your eyes do not deceive you. Wally is much healthier. So I'm down to 100 and what was it this morning, or when I jumped on the scale? Maybe it wasn't this morning. Maybe that was yesterday. 187 pounds, which is significantly different than the 237 that I was before. So a big difference, and I do feel a lot better. Skin healthier, mind is slowly starting. I know it's a long process, and it takes more than a year before your brain really starts to fully heal. But I'm deeply in the transition phase and I'm out of the honeymoon phase. We're like, oh man, I feel good. And then your body really wants to slide back to those old habits. But no, I'm firm, dedicated, committed to it. So holding myself accountable to that as well. So yeah, hopefully here in the next couple of months, my brain will be even more like focused and on. So watch out, world. I suppose I'm not holding myself back. I was nerfing myself for far too long. But I do want to just say an apology to anyone that has reached out over the last few months and has gotten nothing but radio silence from me. I know that can be super frustrating. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I just needed time to work on myself and to be able to look in the mirror and be proud of the person that I saw. And I needed to, like I said before, be a little bit more selfish with my time and my thoughts and my energy and my emotions. And I was really hunkering down so I didn't spread myself too thin. And I think sometimes having so many different things and directions that your brain and your emotions are going throughout one day, maybe it was a little bit too much that I was doing. So scaling back on a lot of that and just trying to focus on, being better, because the path I was on, what's the old expression? It's better to be a live dog than a dead lion. Like, sure, I was able to have like a lot of activity and, maybe be more communicative with a lot of different people. But scaling back allows me to, still be a living, breathing person here on planet Earth, which I don't know about you, but super poggers. I think that's cool. And so sorry about that. I am going to try and find the new healthier balance between all of that, but I do apologize if you have reached out and gotten no response. But just know that I do appreciate any messages of people that have reached out. And just the encouragement does actually mean a lot, just knowing that people do care and everything. So thank you for that, and sorry for the silence, and I'll try and be better in the future, because at the end of the day, what can we do but try and be better in the future and wake up every single day and say, okay, what is a slightly better version of Wally than was yesterday? And so that's what I'm just trying to do. I'll answer it in a video instead of replying to every single comment. But yeah, that is why I look much healthier. It is because I am. Next up, I really stuffed it in my last video. I was under the impression that this was the first time that the Watchtower has ever specifically put a number value on individual publishers' heads and saying this is how much they should donate. A few people kindly reached out to me and sent me some elders letters from 2018 and 2021. I'm thinking that's maybe when they started doing this. I know, like, in its current form, it's basically a carbon copy from like 2021 to what they have currently. But it goes back that far, so it's not new as of August 2024. It does go back some years. I don't know if it goes back for like 20 years or so. Maybe there was a little bit of confusion. I am fully aware that for certain projects or for certain causes, Watchtower would send out a letter saying, hey, go to every family head and ask how much, they might be able to donate. But in my opinion, in my mind, hasn't changed. That is different than Watchtower telling the branch office that they should be the one designating how much money an individual publisher should be donating. If hopefully that sort of tracks. Like, there's one where they say, can you tell us how much you'd be willing to donate? Which that is essentially just passing around a collection plate. That is not like get them off the hook by any way, shape, or form. But how they've been doing that since, well, if you saw in the video, I even talked about it. They've literally just been doing that since like Charles Taze Russell. So that would be absolutely nothing new. They've been doing that for ages. That goes back forever. But where Watchtower is the one that is setting the price, that was something that was news to me. And, I'm an ancient fossil at this point because it's almost been 10 years since I've been a Jehovah's Witness, and I never remember that being discussed at any point in time ever. So I think that is a little more recent, but yeah, so I think it goes back maybe 2021 in its current format, maybe a little bit farther back. I'm not 100,000% sure, but the point remains the same. Throughout history, they have had this sort of progressive changing of their relationship to asking for donations. And then in this current era, they've gotten so bold where they, being the Watchtower Corporation, the organization, are the ones saying the number that should be donated. And if, it's like it's a sales manager, well, you got to meet your quota. And it's like, well, you're not going to get fired for not meeting your quota, but you have this pressure and this anxiety. So you're going to like really lose your mind trying to make that quota. And it should be that or more. So anyway, hopefully that clears all of that up. Thank you to anyone that did comment on that. And I tried to pin a comment so that there wouldn't be too much confusion about it. And for all of the people that hadn't heard about it, which I think was probably most of us, because maybe it hasn't been talked about all that much, we had our moment in the sun, because if you were like me, you're like, whoa, this is actually kind of a big deal. So apparently Watchtower has just been doing this scummy behavior for a little bit longer than we initially thought. So anyway, so hopefully that clarifies that. What else do I have on the docket? So in the past, I have mentioned and talked about how I wasn't 100% sure how many Jehovah's Witnesses would be watching my videos or anything with that. And I think that might be changing a little bit. So I think I might need to adjust my opinion on that. And maybe it was a bad opinion that I had in the past. So maybe I'm just ignorant. So that could be the case as well. But I've noticed more and more people commenting, and it has a pattern to it where it goes back for probably like 3 months or so. 4 months is how long like the trajectory takes. But they'll start off like, you are the most evil person I've ever seen. And they get like, I just picture someone's face all red and they're clenching their teeth. It's like that SpongeBob episode. Well, you're a turkey. I don't even know what that is. It's what you are. Like, they're just so angry. And then you'll get like a couple like, haha, that was actually kind of funny. Oh, yeah, I do know someone just like that in my congregation. That's a good point. And then you'll get like this full transformation of, man, you've really opened my eyes to a lot of these different things that I never knew about. Thank you so much for this channel. And I'm thinking I need to take that as a lesson to maybe scale back on some of the making fun of Jehovah's Witnesses and Watchtower as much as I do, because I'm thinking maybe there are more people that are in this questioning phase that might be watching videos like these going forward, because the numbers I don't think are looking good. I from every report I hear, people that are going to meetings, there is a fundamental shift happening within the organization of just a lack of enthusiasm, people not wanting to be there, people just going in on Zoom, all of these changes. So I think there might be more people open to asking that hard question. What do I believe? Is this the truth? Allowing themselves the time and being in a place in their life where they're able to just sit back and ask, is this thing real? And being willing to hear opposing views is a very big and scary moment for people. And I think maybe seeing someone, I mean, I still like my skits, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to do anything about that, but maybe going all in and doing my drunk god impersonations and running around as Satan and this, that, and the third, maybe we'll scale back on some of those things just a little bit. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm trying to do something more where I actually go into like the historic beliefs that Watchtower has had and how that sort of evolved and developed over the years. So I'm going to try and do that more and more, and just have more videos that are like foundational, like, okay, here's a topic, here's a question, here's their history, here's what they currently believe, here's how it's evolved and changed over time, and here's my goofy little opinions about that. So we'll test that formula out, see if you guys do enjoy it. And for those that don't know that history and stuff, it's a little bit interesting. Like, I don't know every single thing that's ever happened within Watchtower. Well, I've been reading a lot of older publications lately, so yeah, that knowledge base is getting filled up really fast. But anyway, so I'm going to try and focus a little bit more on people that might be asking those questions, and to people that have stuck around despite the insults or the craziness of the channel. Thank you. And don't like look at me as a person that's done anything. look in the mirror and just be like thankful to yourself that you were able to sit back and strip away all of those voices that were telling you, don't do this thing, this will break your faith, this will ruin your life, you'll take sides with Satan. Like, thank yourself for allowing yourself to be an adult, to be a thinking, independent, autonomous person, and allowing yourself to just sit back and see what the other side had to say and make your own decision about it. Because at the end of the day, like, that's what you got to do. You can say, oh, okay, well, what are these apostates saying? What are these goofballs on YouTube yapping about? They got all the thumbnails with the governing body pointing this and this, that, and the third. What is all of this about? And just allowing yourself to do that for not just one, but multiple videos, you should be proud of yourself. Because I know, like, when I initially woke up, I just did it all based off of, like, books and the Bible, and then I went to other churches, and it was a long experience, and there wasn't really like a community or anything that I became a part of, but there's a lot of people within this community that are very supportive and can offer you a lot of like help and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, that's just a long-winded way of saying I'm going to try and be a little bit more cognizant of that demographic, because even if it is only 1% of the viewership, I still think it is important to be a little more respectful to that 1%, because at the end of the day, they are the ones that would benefit mostly from that. And don't get me wrong, I'm still me, and I have my sense of humor, and that ain't going anywhere, but I'll just make a few little adjustments. So yeah, just wanted to talk about that really quick. This is one that I've been seeing, and I don't get it, but we'll do a little bit of myth busting right here live and in action. So this is not a window. This is not a window, because the outside doesn't go from red to yellow to green to blue. Those are LED lights. This is like an art piece. This is wood. This is an art piece, and it has LED lights behind it. There it is. Whew. But yeah, I don't know how that had come up several times, but nope, it's definitely not a window, and I don't have the windows covered over. I know I can be a little bit of a hobbit sometimes, but no, definitely not a window. Also, I see it come up from every now and then, so I'll just so everyone gets it straight. There are 2 dogs and 1 cat that are the animals that run around this house other than myself. So there's Winston, who has been around for a while. There's Goose. He is very new, our newest member. You've probably seen him of the JW Thoughts family. And then there's all of our favorites, the cat, Zeezy, spelt Zeezy. So Goose, Winston, and Zeezy. Goose is already like tripled in size. He's going to be a big boy, but yeah, he's only about 6 months old or so. So anyway, if you're like, oh, I didn't know he had a dog, now it's clear for everyone. 2 dogs, 1 cat. They all get along. Everything's cool. That we will press on just like normal. There's a few little updates for you guys. Yeah, I should be back to uploading, every other day, every 3 days. That's the normal schedule. And then the little On the Couch with Wally podcast joint. Those come out twice a month as well. So we should be back on schedule and everything going forward. But just wanted to give you guys a couple little updates and do all of that. Whatever you want to call this. I know I asked for I said we should do this more often, because it's actually so common that I make mistakes and stuff like that I think we even at one point came up with a name of Wally's Wacky Corrections or something like that, because inevitably I will get something wrong almost in every single video I do. But hey, that's fine. That's okay. That's part of being human. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. If you're still around, the YouTube stuff, and stay safe, be kind, and please, 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 I mean this from the bottom of my heart, please show yourself the same kindness that you show to others. And if you do that, I promise you're going to have a good-ass day.